WEFM, the new fresh sound.
WhatsApp us or call us at 457-9997. Rise and shine. Let's get ready to take on the day. Activated Mornings on WEFM 99.9 is on now.
And it's time for an SVG. It is quickly approaching 7:46, and it's time for us to hear today's commentary from Lyf Compton. Lyf, morning. You're not hearing? You are not hearing. Now, why is that? All right. All right, let's try again. Lyf? 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 Okay, so Lyf is not hearing
Seems
us.
like Lyf is not hearing anything.
And I'm not sure why that is, because everything seems to be okay here. All right, give us a moment, please. Rajiv, if you're hearing me. Lyf? No, that's not it. All right, so we have an issue. Lyf not hearing.
Hello.
Hello?
Hi. Good day.
Oh, okay.
Good day.
Good day. It wasn't you, right? Don't even start. It wasn't you. All right, Lyf, you can go ahead.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning. Good morning to listeners of WEFM this morning. How are you, guys? And how are you, lady and gentlemen?
We good.
Oh,
Roleza, where you say you even know that way, say?
I don't even know. I don't even know. What did I say? I don't know. When you might go to so many different places quickly is, yeah. All right.
It's true.
So, Lyf, you at home or you at work?
Both. At work. I'm at work.
Okay, so that means you reapply.
That's like the you poking at me like I poke Mr. Gerald Thompson, Dr. Gerald Thompson the other day with the old thumb. So there's a let me just get into it. There's a video. I haven't seen it, right, but I've heard people speak about it. There's a video circulating apparently with a mother with a young baby in a shopping bag. And she is basically like, it seems like some sort of postpartum depression, as we know sometimes people experience when they just have a child. So apparently she has the kid in a plastic bag and the kid is crying in distress. The child is crying in distress, a young baby, a boy, a girl, I'm not sure. And she's basically lashing out at the father and telling the father to come to get the child. So I hope the relevant authorities act on this like they acted on the last video where the mother was beating the child, right? Yeah, that seems to be a serious thing. Somebody need to I hope somebody already on that and they act on it and get the mother the help they need and really basically get the child some assistance or whatever. You know what I mean? Sometimes you see women doing these things. A newborn baby is very, very difficult to deal with sometimes, especially if the child doesn't sleep a lot, and sometimes people get this affects mothers in different ways, and some people just can't cope. And then the father is not really present. Sometimes our other family members are not present to help out, and that sometimes it ends up like that. So I hope obviously social media is good for one thing, is that a lot of the times they're able to identify who these people are and tell the authorities to, and they get on it. So yeah. So anyways, these days we have a lot of issues that we speak about, and then some of them keep coming back up, right? So yesterday, the leader of the opposition held a press conference where he spoke about basically release the questions that they're going to ask in Parliament, right? And one of the questions that stood out to me is the Honorable Senator Carlos James, opposition senator, to ask the Honorable Prime Minister Dr. Gordon Friday. The United States government has significantly ramped up its third country removals policy, a policy of deporting non-citizens to a country other than their nation of origin through third country agreements. They are called TACAs, with several countries. Undoubtedly, this U.S. immigration policy has severe implications for small island developing states such as St. Vincent and Grenadines and the wider OECS and Caribbean community, following the implementation of the tiered system of free movement of people within CARICOM. So basically asking if whether such a request was formally made to St. Vincent by the United States. But this question, well, Dr. Gonzalez has said a few weeks ago that before elections, the U.S. had actually made a request to St. Vincent and the Grenadines about taking the people. So they probably basically asked him the request was made again. I don't think that the U.S. care about making the request again. To be honest, it's already been made. You know what I mean? And they don't really care. They just know what they want, and if you don't want to take it, you face the sanctions, or you face the consequences, or whatever. So the question is basically asking if Siemens agrees, on what legal basis would SVG accept these third world country removal applicants, and what is the position of the government on the acceptance of non-national deported or removed from the United States by third country agreements, and what contingencies are now in place to address the free movement of persons. Well, even before I read this question, I had these issues, right? Like, I know we spoke about this already, but it keeps popping up. And what I saw a news release saying that the Minister of National Security, Major St. Clair Leacock, had said that St. will adopt the policy of the of CARICOM, whatever CARICOM policy is. That's what I read, right? And CARICOM policy is basically, we're taking them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's CARICOM policy. Like sometimes somebody might slap somebody. You get a slap and you're frightened, you're afraid of the person, you don't want to fight back, but you say, oh, the only reason I'm fighting back is because I don't want to do nothing. So that kind of way. So CARICOM has received this slap. You all have to take them as whatever the consequences is, but then they try to play, certain countries trying to play, okay, we taking them, but we don't want the criminals. We want the non-violent ones. We want the ones without
we're going to pick on some ones who are suggested to us. Yeah.
They listen, over the years where nationals of St. Vincent and the Grenadines have been deported from America, specifically America, right? USA. The government has always been asking to send their criminal record along with them. And this is not done. They just send them with whatever little they have on them or whatever, and we don't know what is it that they were convicted for in the United States. And that was a simple request being made throughout the years that has never been done. So they come, So some of these people devoted to St. Vincent is just for, like, it's not always violent criminals, but a lot of them are violent criminals that come here with a long trail of violent history in the United States. I know of one guy. He went to the United States from he was a child. He didn't really know anything about St. Vincent, and he had a very long violent past in the United States, and he was deported back here. And it's only after he started operating here, the law enforcement realized that, this man was a serious criminal. He was eventually shot and killed about like around year before last year. But he had a long violent history in St. Vincent also when he came. He was just a different type of criminal when he came here. And we have had several of these people come here, and they have created turmoil and havoc. There's one I know of specifically that when he came here, he had people. He himself was a violent, but he had a way of allowing people to gravitate towards him, who he would then, as we say, program to go and do certain things. So you will never hear him slap somebody, or you will never hear him shoot somebody, but you will hear somebody who's around him, shoot somebody, stab somebody, beat up somebody. You will hear his gang do this and his gang do that. You know what I mean? So, and I don't think the US is going to send people with the records here. What is going to change? They're not going to send the records of these people here. We're not going to really know what they do, what they did, and you yourself not being non-violent is mean that you don't have violent tendencies, or you can, as I say again, program somebody else to go and do it. So these are very interesting times, and I don't think these countries, Eastern Caribbean countries, I don't think they have the capability of dealing with some of these criminals, these people that are going to come here. And are they coming with their passports? When they come, are they allowed to leave? Because some of them might come and they don't want to stay here. Because I've known people like that to come here and then they disappear back again. They gone. They just land here when the authorities, where they're gonna live. Who gonna give them jobs? Are they coming? Are the US? Will the US be sending? Will the US be paying for their accommodation? Will they be paying for their upkeep? It's all of them would. Go ahead.
I think one of the things. So you raised some of the questions that I had in my mind as well. But when you're sending back a deportee who is a national of St. Vincent or a citizen of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, they're coming back to meet possibly a support system, right? They're coming back to meet relatives or friends, or they would have some sort of support system in place. Whether or not these are fully functioning support systems is a different question. But those persons who have no ties, no history to St. Vincent and the Grenadines, when they are sent here, all right, so I have to ask the questions, as you correctly said, where are they going to be placed? Are we going to have a separate housing unit established? And we're talking as if it's going to happen, but if in the event that we are asked and we do take on these refugee deportees, where are they going to be housed? Are they going to be housed in one central location? As you asked, who is going to provide them with jobs? Because they would need to find jobs to be able to sustain themselves. But along with that, what is their support system going to be like? Because in order for them to be functioning human beings, you have to have some sort of support system. But you're coming to a country where you know nobody, you don't know anyone, and how are you going to get by?
Yeah, I saw a nonsensical comment on social media on Facebook saying, Vincentians want to go to be refugees in other people's country, but they don't want nobody come to be refugees here. That statement doesn't make any sense. First of all, a lot of people who go for refugee status in other countries, a lot of Vincentians who go try to fight for refugee status in other countries, is either one, they actually really scared for their life. You understand, they're running from something. Two, there's not a few of them may be criminals, but they're not actually going to file for refugee status to be a criminal in that country most of the time. They go for a change of life. You know what I mean? And a lot of these guys who did stuff here and ran away because they fear they're going to get killed, they actually go overseas and they change their lives and do different things. I know that for a fact. I know at least three of them that fled and they're doing different things and not really involved in the criminal world. I know some of them that still got involved in crime and were arrested, right? But these countries have things in place to monitor these things. We really don't. You know what I mean? And these countries have resources to deal with that. We don't. And then these people not coming here willingly. When we choose to be a refugee overseas or somehow, we do that willingly. These people are not coming here willingly. These people are being sent here, forced to come here. You know what I mean? So I people just like write the way these things on social media, right? You know, and it's just very worrying to me that, you know, we could be forced to accept these people, because like, what are these people? Why a small country like St. Vincent and the Grenadines going to be forced to accept a citizen from a country that the place they're from don't want them? They can't be sent back. I see a memo from the US saying they can't be sent back. I don't know why they can't be sent back. If they know they can't be sent back because they will be killed there, that means they have a refugee claim. You know what I mean? I see you all looking at the clock at 8:02.
No,
yeah.
Have that outside,
Yeah. So these people can't go back to their country. Why? Is it that they will be killed if they go back? Well, if they go back, they actually have a refugee claim for your country. Is it that the country not accepting them? Why would your own country accept you? You're from there, so you know
what I'm curious about as well too. Would we be alerted? I mean, should we be alerted as to who these persons are as well? I mean, we might recognize the difference in surnames and accents or even how they look, but should we even know? You know,
but most of the time, our black people look the same, right?
but is it only black persons who are going to be sent here?
That's the thing. No, I don't think so. I think it's anybody that feel fit.
And surnames would give you away as well, because when I hear like a surname that's okay, so the person might be Trinidadian, but it's not a Vincentian surname, automatically asks, where are you from? You know, because it's not a surname that is used that I'm familiar with here. So it's a lot to have to think about, and not just whether or not St. Vincent and the Grenadines accepts persons, but it's also those who are going to be sent to St. Kitts and Nevis, St. Lucia, to Dominica, because we have that free movement of persons, you know? So,
definitely.
It's quite easy to hop a speedboat and come over here. So
speedboat. When they come in with their passport. They come in with their passports from their country. Do they even have their passports? What kind of travel documents they have? You know what I mean? What, you know? If we actually accept them, I know that all of them are not going to be bad, right? All of them not going to be bad, but you have to ask yourself, why would the US deport the ones that are good? They're not sending the ones that are good. They're keeping the ones that they want. They're keeping the ones that are good, that could add something to their economy, that could blend into their economy, their system very well, but they're sending the ones that they don't want. It's just a weird. That's just a very weird thing to me, to be sending a national from another country to another country. You don't want them, so you just send them off. Why they don't send them to England? Send them to England.
What I thought was interesting was the way in which I think it was the Prime Minister St. Kitts and Nevis, the way in which he phrased it to sort of maybe appease his citizens by saying that they're going to be getting those that are highly skilled or something. I think it's St. Kitts and Nevis, you know.
That's what he said. He said that
they're like, why are you thinking that you're going to be getting the good ones, you know?
That's why I say you get a slap and they try to play it off now. Oh, we only say we only want the good ones. Like, they're not sending the good ones, they're keeping the good ones. They keep any ones they want. You know what I mean? And it's just really weird. I have to go and now research why is it that somebody will not be able to return to their country when another country reject them. And before I go, you remember the topic we had yesterday with the catering? Someone reached out to me and they gave me some figures, right? They said I don't know how this is going to go down, right? The person said they think that the contract the person have is very lucrative, because they had the same contract between 1994 and sometime between 1994 and 2001, and the contract for that same thing was $350,000, and they were able to make it work and have a nice profit on it, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's over 25 years ago, though.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So what this is to check the level of inflation and see if it warrants to be 3 point something million, because it was 350,000 for the same 300 people for the same two institutions between 1994 and 2000.
And I know one thing that we didn't bring up was in terms, because you asked me question about what do the meals consist of, right?
Right,
and
right.
We didn't make the point of, let's say, because of the type of contract that they had, that they'd be in a position, I think Mr. Brown actually raised it though, that they'd be buying things in bulk. So if it's something like rice, you'd be able to buy in bulk, and flour buy in bulk, and so forth. But even for me, if the price that the meals were calculated at, the $29 or $28 for 3 meals for the day, I still, in my
it's
view,
very low.
I think that somebody, because
it's,
this sounds like a meal that doesn't. And Lyf, what you actually didn't mention as well too is that the VAT is included in that figure, the 3 million. The VAT is included, and there were 2 additional meals that were supposed to be provided, 2 in between meals,
2 snacks,
right. So technically it's like 5 meals, maybe 3 heavy or solid ones, as we would say, and then 2 other meals. So I really don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I see it either, but the person said that if from what would cause what's 25 years, that's 25 years though, $350,000. We say basically the figure, if we just want to just round it off, we can say basically it went up 10 times the amount in 25 years, 10 times the cost, because it's 350,000, say 3.5 million, 3.1 million, or whatever. It was like basically for a little under $300,000 something less than what it was 25 years ago. So but
I don't know. It still sounds like no veg in this meal, no fish in this meal, because them 2 things in Vinci expensive. Right?
Yeah, I said that vegetables and service is basically not a poor people thing anymore. You know, it's very hard for a low income family to buy vegetables. You know, even provision in tongue. You know, sometimes. Yeah, these are middle income and higher income people thing. So I just say no vegetables probably in these meals. Okay. All right. So that's my contribution this morning. You guys enjoy the rest of your day.
All right, you too. Have a good one. I will see you in the morning.
Maka, hope you get some tourists.
Morning.
All right, take it easy. Yeah.
All right.
All right, take care. And with that,